So what we're going to do is we're going to make almost like a sticky maple prune component for this dish. So there's no eggs. Usually when my classic biscotti recipe, we have an egg or we have some sort of other binding agent that helps to keep everything together. We're going to make this completely out of our prunes, about half a cup of water and a little bit of maple syrup in there. And what we want to do is just bring this up to a slow rolling boil. As soon as it starts to boil, reduce the heat to low and just let it simmer for about 5 minutes. And then what you get is this guy here, which is this nice kind of sticky, pruny, gooey, yeah.
Any other adjectives?
Yes. We're gonna help the prune out. So that's gonna go in, and this is gonna provide us not only as a binding agent for the biscotti, but it has a nice sweetness to it as well. Really, really nice sweetness. Prunes get kind of molassesy and sticky and provide you with some really nice sweet character. So that's going to go in. We're going to add our other wet ingredient, which is, this is kefir yogurt, about half a cup in there.
People familiar with that? Have you heard of kefir or kefir?
Kefir, yeah. So the yogurt's going to go in, just kind of mix it up. You can squish some of the prunes up if you want. And then we can add some flavoring. So orange, just wash it well. We're going to get some of the zest off of there.
It's a great way to get some wonderful flavor out of your citrus fruits. And anytime I use a lemon, like in my water, I always kind of preserve the outside, or I take the outside off first and take that zest. And Jeremy had a great tip that you can freeze that. So I just keep it baggy in the freezer, and then I use that zest in all of my baking, and it's a little goes a long way.
And if you really like some more of that orange flavor, you can actually use some of the juice and squeeze it into your prune mixture.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing I forgot to mention too is any sort of spices. So whole spices, we love using whole spices. Get some cinnamon sticks. If you want some clove, maybe star anise, and just throw that into the prune mixture there. If you don't have whole, you can use ground cinnamon, and like this part here would work just fine. So that orange zest is going to mix up in there. And then that's it. Then we're going to add our dry ingredients. So I have about 2 cups of flour. We're using red fife flour. I think it's become our dominant flour.
We use that a lot.
We love our red
our
fife
heritage
flour.
whole wheat. So it's a whole grain. What else?
From Peterborough.
Peterborough,
So local.
local.
Which is good. I don't know why I did that.
It's not genetically modified, which is a good thing. And a little bit higher in fiber compared to your typical whole wheat flour, because they actually stone grind it and take the entire grain and include everything. So you're getting all the B vitamins, all the fiber that you can.
But any flour will work for this
any
preparation.
flour. And if you're trying to reduce the amount of fiber, if you do have an ostomy bag, or you've had bowel obstructions or other reasons that you need to reduce the fiber, this recipe will work just as well if you want to go with your lower fiber option.
Sure. And so I also have 2 cups of that flour. We also have about 3/4 cup of almond flour. Almond flour is just going to give it a nice richness. There is no other fat component in this dish, so it'll provide you a nice healthy fat there, and without drying it out too much. And then about 2 teaspoons of baking powder. That would be our leavening agent.
Beautiful.
And we're just going to mix. If you have a KitchenAid mixer, it works a little bit better. Or if you have small children
that you can put to the task of stirring.
Yeah.
The only thing is sometimes it ends up all over the counter.
Yeah, big bowls. Big bowls.
Invest in a larger bowl. That always helps.
You want to add the rest of that in there. And so just, slowly combine it. It looks like it'll be too much dry flour. This dough, it's a cookie dough. It's a biscotti, so it's not going to be super, super wet. At some point, you're just going to have to abandon whatever device you're stirring with.
Get in there.
And get in there.
That's the best way to go about it.
And at this point, so once you've kind of kneaded it and incorporated most of the ingredients, you can wrap it up in saran wrap, let it rest in the fridge if you want, just for like about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You can bake it right away if you want. I find that resting it just makes it a little bit easier to roll out after. So that's pretty much it. I mean, you want to just combine it together. The prunes, and you'll see the flecks of the orange zest in there. You get this really nice, dark, rich dough. And you want to just flatten it out. So I'll show you here, but just flatten it out just until it's about 1 inch to 2 inches high. It doesn't really matter, but kind of like this. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. That'll work. So just flour the surface a bit because this is going to stick. I just realized now on here. On a baking sheet with parchment paper, the oven is going to be low, 350 degrees, and we're going to bake it for about 30 minutes. That's the first bake. Does anyone know why it's called biscotti? To bake. Yes, exactly. So we bake it twice. So you take it out the first time. If you like a soft cookie, that's fine. Slice it, let it cool, and enjoy. Out of monoscotti? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We were trying to
talking
bake.
about
If we made a softer biscotti, we didn't bake twice.
Monoscotti.
Monoscotti.
And if so, you slice it and then you put it back in. You can lower the temperature a little bit for another 10 minutes, just until it crisps up a little bit nicer. And then take it out, let it cool, and I'll show you what it looks like.
Drum roll, please.
Anticipation. You can dress it up any way you like after. So we decided to put some dark chocolate on top and
I'm very excited
some
about
chopped
this one.
almonds. So I mean, it's not like, I didn't add a lot of sugar, right? We're getting a lot of the sweetness just from a little bit of the maple syrup, a little bit of the prunes.
Lots of wonderful fiber. You're incorporating some fruit and some of those probiotics and prebiotics. So you have both together working to help promote your colon health and your digestive health.
Yeah, and it's a nice little treat. I mean, it's deceiving. It looks like, you know, the most unhealthy cookie ever, but you're getting some great benefits in there. So.